Donald Trump has certainly stirred the hornet's nest with those remarks. India has categorically responded, saying that rebuilding efforts cannot be underestimated. Let's get in further perspectives now from Ambassador Vivek Karchu, former Indian ambassador to Afghanistan, joining us from New Delhi. Ambassador, good evening. What do you think Donald Trump is trying to do with those remarks? What is the message that he's trying to send out, according to you?
I don't think he's really sending out a message to us. He is exhibiting his frustrations at not being able to successfully implement the Afghan policy that he announced about a year and a half ago. Now, may I remind you, and through you, your viewers, that in that policy statement, he had specifically asked that India should play a greater economic role in Afghanistan. He had not mentioned anything about India playing a security role in Afghanistan. In fact, I recollect well that when I was ambassador there in Afghanistan, India's ambassador, after the fall of the Taliban, then the Americans did not want India to play any role in the security sector. And we were, of course, of the view that our relationship with Afghanistan was direct and bilateral, and that the nature of our assistance program would be determined between India and the Afghan government. No other power had any role in it. So these are the facts. The other aspect is that President Donald Trump knows, and the Americans know full well, that they cannot extricate themselves out of Afghanistan in good order without accepting a complete defeat unless they are able to handle Pakistan. And the only way to handle Pakistan's interference in Afghanistan is by going and cleaning up the sanctuaries, something that he himself had warned Pakistan about in his August 2017 Afghan policy statement. Now, he has suffered great setbacks because the Taliban have really tested their patience. He is in a strategic retreat. The Americans are in strategic desperation. And because of that, he is lashing out to all and sundry. And at this time, India was at the receiving end. I don't think we should take it very seriously.
Right, and also, yes. And
even
also
if
we
he
can...
is president.
Right, and if you can also elaborate for our viewers how important India's rebuilding efforts in Afghanistan really have been. You've served there as well, and how these efforts cannot be underestimated.
You know, India assistance program is the most popular assistance program in Afghanistan. American surveys have indicated that. The Pakistani writer Ahmad Rashid acknowledges this in his own book, that no program is as popular, as successful as the Indian assistance program. And why is that? It is simply because India was not prescriptive. India responded to Afghan requests. When the Afghans wanted our assistance for these projects, which your report mentioned, I recollect, for example, on the parliament, President Karzai calling me in and asking me to convey to Delhi his message that he thought no other country would be appropriate to assist Afghanistan in constructing the parliament building but India, because of India's democratic traditions. We helped, as you said, in the Salma Dam. We helped in getting electricity to Kabul. All this was entirely in response to Afghan wishes. We didn't prescribe anything, and that is why the Afghans have appreciated our help. Next point, as far as the security sector is concerned, we've given enormous assistance by way of training, by way of equipment. Yes, there was a time when Delhi was inhibited in sending lethal equipment, but that time is over. So we are not a traditional donor. We are a developing country, but we are helping our Afghan brethren as much as we can. And it is not for anyone else, certainly not the Americans or any other power, to comment on India's relationship with Afghanistan. That has always been historical and direct and bilateral, as I've said. So it's for the Afghans and for the Indians to decide how they'll proceed.
Certainly the first of many statements perhaps this year which will be fact-checked as far as Donald Trump is concerned. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Ambassador, thanks very much for joining us with all of those perspectives.